What's happening is we're seeing literally a third scramble for Africa taking place, based this time on resources and commodities. And most of your developments are coming from very high resources prices. So what we're having to do now is to prioritize, because so much is happening. I mean, in the 30 years or so that I've been in this business, I've never seen a project flow like today. So trade chases projects, so one must remember that. It's a very project-driven environment. So for example, in Zambezi Valley now, where the coal exploration is taking place and exploitation is taking place, there's a whole lot of trade that's following that. As you can see, TET has grown. In fact, we're dealing with a whole lot of exponential growth areas. The other thing we were talking about a lot today is that how the situation is globalized. While there are lots of opportunities, there's also lots of competition. So you've got China, of course the BRICS countries, this was the focus, but there's also Turkey selling steel, and the Arab countries also funding, and even the Europeans who are now coming in with renewed vigor, seeing as they need to maintain the export levels, and they can't do that easily with the crisis in Europe now, so they're looking to Africa.
In your view, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about public and private partnerships. How else can Africa really capitalize on this and be in a position where we can use the fact that we are the next growth frontier in order to move forward?
Well, one of the things that we also discussed, and is very important, is we have to enable our utilities, our power companies, our roads agencies to be able to handle this. Because, for example, in Mozambique, there's an absolute deluge of projects, so it puts a lot of strain on them. So we are there's a lot of work to do on the soft side of things, those training, capacity building, and so on. Companies that are involved with those areas are particularly important right now, not just the operators or the suppliers or the contractors. So what we've got to do with public-private partnerships is not a magic silver bullet that's going to solve everything. Or some projects cannot be PPP at all, and so therefore what we have to do is we have to look at other sources of financing beyond the traditional sources of financing, and the project finance has become quite varied now. There's sovereign wealth funds now. There are plenty of equity funds that are coming out all the time, and of course, very important, as is proven by the Zambezi Valley development, is you're getting operator finance.
How much closer are we to a single market economy? I mean, we're speaking about projects. You see the EAC or the COMESA, or tripartite rather. Do you see that working out? I mean, is this something that we're able to leverage?
Well, firstly, the SADC, COMESA, EAC development is very, very positive. But remember that Southern and Eastern Africa is pretty homogenous, how can I say, in one way, because it's Anglophone mainly, and it's a natural business area. To get now ECOWAS and Central Africa, especially CMAC countries, to also collaborate is going to be a long shot. So I can see us a long way off a proper integrated situation. That being said, there is lots more in the Southern Eastern Africa. There's a lot more collaboration.